Okay, we live on the YouTube channel.
Huh?
Yeah, know the rules.
When?
Hi, YouTube. Welcome to Turn Up Radio. Hi, I'm your hostess today. And we got DJ Brose in the building. Yeah! DJ Brose. Well, while we're here, we're going to just talk some business first.
Yep.
First of all, it's been a while since we've been on this YouTube. So welcome back, everybody. Let's start with the business. What's first? First, Turn Up Radio has established itself as a platform for signed and unsigned artists.
Yes.
If you would like to be a guest on Turn Up Radio, sit here in this hot seat and talk to me. Just please, and Brose,
Yes, sir.
right? Send your music and your inquiry to turnupradio.nyc1@gmail.com. If you take a look at the bottom here of the stage, it is there, lit in red.
Okay.
If you just want to be a part of anything in Turn Up Radio, please feel free to hit the email at turnupradio.nyc1@gmail.com. You can also follow us on Instagram at Turn Up Radio NYC1 at Gmail. No, not at Gmail, on Instagram.
NYC1.
NYC1. You can follow us at Boss Lady T at Turn Up Radio. At Turn Up Radio. And we've got DJ Cool Kid with K's 01 on Instagram. You can follow us on any one of those. T-shirt Lounge. Is it .com on Instagram? .com. T-shirt Lounge. DJ Brose. I'm just saying, this new to his repertoire. His resume is just getting bigger and bigger. I don't know if his head gonna be able to fit you. Okay, the next event we have is August 17th. August 17th, I'm doing my first event with just the girls. So it is Boss Ladies Respectfully. We're going to have a panel of guests, and we're going to just chop it up and talk about some industry stuff and just girl stuff. Please feel free, you guys can tune into that. We'll be live on YouTube and as well as all our respective Instagram pages. Just look for that flyer. We also have Drip on Deck on August 26th. On August 26th, we'll be back on that Harbor Lights boat, leaving out of the East River. Those tickets are $25, I believe. I think that boat is almost sold out. That is a Rep Your Flag boat. That means for whatever country you want to represent, you will bring your flag and go, turn up. There's also a showcase. If you want to be a part of that showcase, you could also what's the email? Hit us up at turnupradio.nyc1@gmail.com. We can tell you about that to be a part of that showcase on the boat. It is an experience that is absolutely unmatched. I can tell you that. I don't even perform like if I was a singer or a dancer, I would do it, but I'm not. So I just host. I just co-host. But whatever. What else? We have. I want you guys to because we're back now on YouTube. I want you guys to keep tuning in because every week we're going to be talking about stuff. We usually live on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. What else? I want to say that's it. Okay, so today we have a guest. Our guest. Come on, feel free to come on up because we're going to have you introducing your own self. Tell the people who you are.
Hey, what's up?
How are you?
Doing good.
Good. That's what I like to hear.
Great.
Hold on to that. We can you can slide on up there. You ain't gonna
all right.
fall. Listen.
All right.
If I ain't falling, you ain't falling.
That's what it is.
Anyway, so tell the people who you are.
My name is Punchline Q.
Punchline.
Rapper extraordinaire.
Extraordinaire, because that's what I'm talking about. Know who you are.
Yeah, so.
Welcome, Punchline.
Thank you.
So, where you from?
I'm from Long Island.
L.I. the building?
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
not the Bronx. Yes,
Nah.
sir. We stop.
Oh,
Oh, he ain't here for me to tease him about the Bronx, so we gonna let that one slide.
okay.
I always tease the cool kid about being from the Bronx. Okay, so from Long Island, tell me about this rap thing, this rap extraordinaire. How did you get started with that?
Growing up, everybody, my whole family, team, everyone I know, we was all like into rap. We was all into hip hop. That was our thing. We grew up, like everybody else doing rap. And as you go forward, certain individuals stood out. Everybody rapped,
Right.
back in the days. It was
Right.
ciphers on the corner and everyone's in a circle. But then, slowly but surely, certain people started to stand out.
Mhm.
And I seem to be one of those people that stood out.
Okay.
And I just continued to do it. And throughout my life, it's just always been a hobby that I feel that I was getting better at. And then, really my friends, people around me, they were like, yo, you really need to keep doing this because the shit is really good. And I was like, you think so? So like, yeah, you need to. So, I kept doing it and then, here I am.
Okay. So who do you listen to? What are you listening to when you're in the car? Are you in the house? Or?
I'm gonna be honest with you. When I'm in the car, when I'm in the house, I listen to my stuff. I really like my stuff, but I do appreciate. I like Drake. I appreciate Drake. Big Wu-Tang fan.
Okay.
I like more old school stuff. I like
Okay.
I like lyrics, so I listen to rap lyrics. On the radio they only play about 7 or 8 songs.
Right.
On
Because
each
they have a
station.
rotation, so
The rotation is 7, 8, 6 songs over and over, for 3-4 months. And I'm a musical person. I like music, and I don't include politics in the music. You know what I'm saying? So, but I do like Drake. I think Drake is amazing. I like Lil Wayne. I like Wu. I like all the old school kind of cats that I grew up listening to. That's what I listen to. When I'm chilling. That's what I do.
Okay, so who were your influences? Like, okay, so you grew up in an era where hip hop fairly new, if you will. I mean, wasn't old, but because hip hop is the baby, I guess, of music genre.
Right.
So who are your influences? Who did you listen to and think, okay, yeah, I want to do that?
Well, like I said earlier, I've always rapped since I was young. It was just something everybody did. I never really felt like I looked at somebody and said, "Oh, I want to do that," because I always wanted to do it since we were young. But I definitely really enjoyed and respected, Nas when Nas came out with his first album and he killed it. The day like Das Effect, when Das Effect was out, I was into that type of, Redman, you know what I mean? These dudes.
Shout out to De La Soul. They have earned their rights to own their masters today.
Really?
Today they own their masters, so now go stream their music because now they get their money. Yes,
They bought them out?
Tommy Boy, I don't know what the situation was. I know that today they own the rights to their music, and that is important. Tell me, what do you think about the state of hip hop being? And by that I mean, a lot of the hip hop artists, in like the '90s, in the early '90s, and throughout the '90s, were signed to record labels, and they all pretty much got screwed, if you will, because nobody taught them about the business. What do you think of these artists now who are independent? Most of the artists are independent. I don't know anybody who's signed to a big label unless they're big.
Right.
They're already a big star. So what do you think about the independence of these young artists?
Well, I look at it as, they stand on the backs of the people that came before them.
Right.
All of us are able to be where we are because our ancestors and the people that came before us set the platform for us to stand on their backs. And we're supposed to set the platform for our children and the next generation to stand on our backs to move forward. And I think that these young kids nowadays are making the most of their opportunity, and I'm not mad at them. Like, you know what I'm saying? I can't be mad at somebody that's 21, 22 getting a truck load of money.
Right.
You know what I mean? And get your paper. Get your paper.
Do something with it.
Like, you know what I'm
Don't
saying?
just get money. Do something with it.
I mean, everyone looks at it as like when we sit back and we look at it like, well, what are you doing? But it's an individual thing that's really going on. People are like, yo, I'm gonna get paid and take care of me and my individual crew until they become big enough where people say, okay, well, what are you doing for society? And then they're like, what are you talking about? You know what I mean?
Do you think it's their responsibility? Do you think it's the responsibility of artists to take care of their society, their neighborhoods, once they, reach a certain platform?
That's a very good question.
Sometimes
It's a
I'm
very
thinking good stuff.
It's a very good question, and honestly, that question kind of it caters to the individual, the characteristic of the individual, because I can't tell nobody that they supposed to go and do something and do this and do that or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
To each his own. I would like to see them, invest in the neighborhood and certain things once they reach a level where they're not struggling.
Right.
Do they do that? I'm not saying they do or they don't, but I couldn't sit here and tell them that they should do this with their money and do that with their money.
Agreed.
That's on them. All I could do is lead by example of what I'm going to do when I get my bag of money. You know what I'm saying?
I think, and there was something else. I think that sometimes we put a lot of pressure on people who make a lot of money in this industry. We expect them to do things just because, we don't have that money. So it's easy for us to say what somebody else should do with their money. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you should put back into the community. And look what happened. Nipsey Hussle put back into his community, and what happened? His community, So I think that's a thing. Okay, so in the news, Dr. Dre's 37, I think his daughter's 37. She has 4 kids, and she's homeless now, living in her car. So her father, and she has said her dad had helped her a lot. My question to you is, if you are he's worth something like almost $1 billion, $800 million. Do you think he's still obligated to take care of his children? And would you do it?
Absolutely, I would personally do it. But at the same time, I mean, that's just me. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Right.
I would do it.
That's nice.
But I'm not gonna hold. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna hold them, because you gotta understand that you could walk out on the street right now, and I could take a bucket full of money and just throw it in the street. And sometimes giving money to your kids is like throwing money in the street. And they're going to take that money and do the wrong things with it. So I would hope and I believe that he is in the process of teaching her a lesson, a long drawn out lesson. And I feel at the end of this story, he's going to, get back and do the right thing, because the grandkids that he has, don't deserve to be caught up in this mess. And if he was fortunate enough to be sitting on a grip, I feel that, those are that's his legacy. His legacy is his children. And he got to realize that when you dead and gone, the only clue that you existed are those grandkids that resemble you, that look like you, that have your ways, that got that crooked pinky toe like you. You feel me? You know what I mean? Those things are what your legacy is. And for you to, like, who else you gonna leave that money to? Who else? Your new girlfriend that came around after you got rich?
I want to say my opinion is very simple. No, I'm not taking care of no grown ass people. I would imagine, this is what I'm thinking. at $800 million, I must have given my children an abundance. You understand what I'm saying? And she said that. Now, what you did with it was your business. But just because I am a billionaire and he worked for that, doesn't mean I should keep taking care of adults. You making not one, not two, not three. She got 4 children. What are you doing? So it's not, I don't think it's the job of a father. Now, don't get me wrong. As a parent, I'm a parent. I'm gonna make sure my kid is all right. But I don't think it's the parent's job to continuously take care of adult children. You have to. I know she had opportunities that other kids didn't have. You can't tell me that she didn't go to the best schools. You can't tell me that she didn't have some opportunities that money could buy that maybe our kids could buy. Because she said it. She's like, my father did, he did. And now I need him again. And he's like, no, maybe that well has run dry. The idea is I think we don't know the whole story. You understand? We only know she's doing Uber Eats, her kids are staying with somebody and whatever. I just wonder, what's the responsibility of a parent? Am I supposed to keep taking care of you? Like, I worked to get it. It wasn't like he was a billionaire and somebody dropped money in his pocket. He worked for it. You understand what I'm saying? That's just my opinion. So we were talking about legacy. You do music. What do you want your legacy to be in this industry? You leave this earth today and all that's left is your music. What do you want them to say about Punchline Q's music?
You know what? I'm gonna keep it 100. I'm trying to get money. I'm trying to get paid. Like, fuck the legacy, whatever. You could think whatever the fuck you want to think about me. You know what I'm saying? I am here to make cash and have a home with no mortgage.
Come on, right? No mortgage now.
That's what I want to do. Now, as far as the music and the legacy and all that stuff, I am a lyricist that I hope that people listen to the words and they say, wow, I really enjoy the poetry of the lyrics that he, you know what I'm saying, whatever he said. I let them think what I'm thinking. I let them understand the slang that I'm using. A lot of my rhymes are like a puzzle. You have to figure it out a little bit, like, oh, he said this, but it really meant that. And I would just like people to say that at the end of the day, I just want people to say, you know what? That's a rapid ass dude right there. He got lyrics. He could rhyme. You know what I'm saying?
Do you write? Do you write it all down, or is it in your head? Like, what's the process for you to record? What's the process?
I write it down. It takes me a while to write a lot of my rhymes. I write, like, I might have a rhyme that I might spit and people but it could actually be a rhyme that was written over like 6 months.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because
I need you to explain it.
I'll write a rhyme, but see, I don't force it. I write when I feel I have something good to say. So I don't just write a rhyme and say, okay, I gotta keep writing because I gotta make 16 bars or whatever. I write when I feel like I have something good to say. And if an idea pops in my head, or I'm watching the news and something comes across the news and it catches me, I may have a funny political thought on it, you know? And then when I have that funny political thought, I'll want to like express it, and then I'll make maybe a 3 or 4 bar rhyme about it, you know what I'm saying? And then I'll say, you know what? I'm gonna just write that down and I put it right here, and then it stays here. And then later on, I incorporate it into a rhyme that I write. Because I'm gonna just say this. Let me just say this. I feel that there's a lot of disrespect going on as far as the fans that have to listen to a lot of these rappers, because a lot of dudes is just spitting a lot of, like, I'm gonna say straight up, they're spitting garbage. And I feel like you are given 3 or 4 minutes for people to listen to what you're saying, and everyone's listening, and 70% of the stuff that they're saying is trash, and then the 30% they say some hot shit. And I feel like I'm honored for an individual to listen to my rhymes. So it's like, I'm like, yo, I want to hit you boom, 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 constantly with something that I think is hot, is fire, because you might listen, but dude's whack, and turn it off. You don't want to listen no more. You know what I'm saying? So I'm me personally. I'm like, yo, I'm not gonna let up. I'm not gonna have 10 seconds in my rhyme where I'm saying cat, hat, rat, bat, shack, bat. No, make sense out of it and come with some intellect, come with some fire, because you have been given an opportunity to let people listen to you, and they're sitting there listening, and you need to come with something to show them that you appreciate them listening.
How do you select your beats?
I'm very simple with my beats. I look at it like this. Rap was created off of the break beat.
Okay.
It used to be R&B, blues, whatever. And when they played these songs, these blues, these R&B songs would go into like a bridge or a break beat where they would just and they would just take all the music out, or all the certain instruments, and then they would just play the drums.
Right.
And that would be like the break beat, and then rappers would start rapping over that, and then they started looping that, and then so me personally,
that's that boom bap. We love that.
yeah, exactly, boom bap, and that's me. I'm on some real boom bap type shit, like, you know what I'm saying. I like simple, organic. I like to call my music like mac and cheese. Like, it's straight up simple, but you love it. It's like it's music that you listen to when you just in the house.
Okay, so what do you say to this hip hop being a young man's game? In a sense, these kids are 18, 19, 20. So what do you say to the 25 and older, or the 35 and older who still have it? What do you say to that crowd when they're listening to the radio?
Well,
when they have to listen to the radio.
You know what? I feel like there are lanes, and everyone has a lane. And all you got to do is master your lane, because there's a lane for the young kids, there's a lane for this one, there's a lane for that one. It's all, for me, it's defined by groups. I have accepted the fact that I'm in a certain group. You know what I'm saying?
What group is that?
I'm in the group that appreciates real lyrics. Real lyrics, they enjoy real hip hop. It's like, I don't care how old you are. When you hear Bob Marley, everyone gravitates to Bob Marley, because Bob Marley is great music, and he's not a fad. That's why I say garbage music is fad. You know what I mean? Like, you can have a song that just fits the time because of what's going on now, but real music is timeless. Bob Marley, you got kids, like when I grew up, I got to my Bob Marley era, and I was like, oh shit, and you just knew it.
Right.
You knew it. You're like, oh, this shit's crazy. Bob Marley's crazy. And regardless of what age group you're in, Bob Marley records continuously sell throughout the years, because it's timeless. So I feel like I'm in a lane, and I have a group of people that like the type of music that I'm doing, and I'm just trying to appeal to that group.
Okay.
For now, you know what I'm saying? When you start making a lot of money, then you have to sell out.
They conform to,
because they be like, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. I don't know, you know. Like, you know what, I'll give you a perfect example. Bobby Shmurda, right? I love Bobby Shmurda's shit. His shit was hot when he first came out. It was ghetto. It was cool. I liked it. I was like, I'm a rapper. So I was like, oh, that shit is fire. And after he blew up and made money, and everyone knew him, and then he did the next set of stuff he did, it was good, but I didn't like it as much as I liked his first stuff, because I was more like an old school fan.
I think that sometimes we have this thing called, especially in this industry, we have the thing called the sophomore jinx. Where they have artists who have one great song or a great album, and then they put out this second set of music, and then people don't, because if it's not exactly the same, because we live in a society where we want everything like this. This is how we want it. We want a microwave. We want it done just like this, and sometimes it just doesn't happen like that. But to each his own. You don't have to like it. Do you like to perform?
You know what? I'm learning to perform, and it's like it's like a workout. You know what I'm saying? I'm in the process of still developing and figuring out who I am as an artist.
Okay, that's fair.
I am not a big fan of performing because I am trying to get there. Okay. I'm trying to get there.
I think that's fair. That is a fair. That is very fair to say. I love when artists can be transparent and honest. I need work on this, whatever it is, because you know we have people who sit up here and think they the greatest thing since sliced bread, and as you should, like you should, you know. And I say this all the time. You have to have a level of arrogancy to be at the top of your game. Why? What that means is you have to believe beyond a shadow of a doubt, beyond what everybody says. It can be 10 people in the room telling you you're trash. You still have to believe no matter what they say, I'm still this. So that level of arrogancy and confidence, because it's arrogant, because you have to supersede that many people saying no. Do you understand what I'm saying? And it's not just confidence. Confidence is I walk in the room and then you see me being confident. That arrogancy is, I don't give a fuck what you say. I'm the best at this. So you need a level of arrogancy, which I appreciate in any artist to believe that they are the best at whatever it is that they do. Not the best, period. Because how do we measure? How do we measure? I normally ask people who their top five. Who's your top five? Who's your top five artists alive? And I mean alive. That's why it's hard.
You know what? My top five artists. That's a rough question because there is no real right or wrong answer because it depends. That question basically will tell you how old a person is.
Okay.
That question will tell you
we're not going
where they grew up at, what neighborhood they're from. Are they from the East Coast, West Coast?
I'll give you that.
That question is a loaded question. That question is not a question that is the same everywhere. Because if you're on the West Coast, you ask that question.
Right, they will say.
If you're on the East Coast, you ask that question. There's so many different answers, and everyone's passionate about what they think. So the answer to that question is kind of defines and explains the journey of the life that you lived. Because that journey is going to be defined by who your top five artists are. And I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to tell you who one of my top five artists are.
At least one.
And I'm not going to even lie about this. Buckshot Shorty. Black Moon.
First of all, that's my age group.
That is
and I went to Lane at the same time that they all
artists. I'm gonna put that in there because I gotta put them in there.
I want to say you are. I want to say
that's my.
You are the first. You're the first artist to sit here who said, and this is how you know when people are from New York City. Only I feel like, and it's not that they weren't, come on, Black Moon was always dope, but I feel like they are New York through and through. Do you understand what I'm saying? That Brooklyn, New York through and through, and some artists have that. There's some artists on the West Coast, like they're West Coast because they are West Coast through and through by the way they dress, by the way they sound, the way they talk. And I don't think that a lot of artists, because we are so top heavy, if you will, with artists, I don't think a lot of them get the credit. Somebody like Black Moon, they're not going to get the credit like they should. I'm surprised. I always think Black Moon, Das Effects. I always think Gangstar. That was my era. My and then Wu-Tang Clan came in, and so yeah, I'm old.
Yeah. So
but at the end of the day, I don't feel like they get the same kind of play as Biggie. Only because he crossed over to commercial. So we're about to hear this music that you have out here. You're gonna tell me what was the thought process behind the song, like what happened, what was going on when you thought. I'm gonna say X, Y, and Z. This is the beat I heard, or you wrote it first, then you heard the beat, or what was the process?
Well, it depends which song is it. Oh, okay, yeah, my the Paul Pierce song.
Paul Pierce, that's my guy.
Paul Pierce, that song is my boy Corey Adams. Shout out to my boy Corey Adams. This dude is an engineer, and he's always in my ear, and I love the fact that I have friends that continue to test me and challenge me. Like, you don't need friends around you that's always gonna just, men. Don't get it twisted. You need some yes men. Because you gotta, you need to have confidence. You know what I'm saying? You don't always need somebody to be a yes man. But honestly, you don't always need somebody to always go against you. Right. But you want honesty. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And sometimes when you got a real hot joint, and then somebody's like, yo, that shit is hot, but you need to blah, 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 blah. You don't want to hear that shit. You know what I'm saying? You're not looking for them to kiss your ass, but yo, if the joint is hot, let me live, man. Say it's fucking hot. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not my karate master. And I'm like, again! You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Again! Fuck out of here, man. Let me celebrate. Let me live. The fucking song is hot. Get the fuck off my dick. Fuck out of here.
See, all right? This is not a kid-friendly show.
So I'm just saying, like, but at the same time, you want people that's going to test you. And you know what? My boy Corey was like, yo, this beat here, man, you need to switch your style up. Yo, you need to come with da-da-da-da. I'm going to take you out your comfort zone. So, he gave me the beat, and I was like, yeah, whatever, man. But when he gave it to me, and I sat with it, and I thought about what he said, and I kind of listened to the beat, and I started to write something that was more up-tempo, more this generation, but I kind of made it old school, new school. Like, you know what I'm saying? I kind of put my old school swag on it, but I tried to ride the beat on some trap shit, but not really, you know what I'm saying? And it was what it was. It was like,
let's hear it.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Let's hear it.
Like my music is just, it is what it is. Like, I don't conform to, like, you know what I mean?
To me.
I'm not.
Let's get it. Show 'em proof, God.
Let's hear it.
Here we go.
I'm gonna let you have it. I mean, you feel like
Show 'em proof, God.
Feel free.
You want to get up performing?
Go ahead.
Yo, whatever, okay? Let's go play it over.
Let me start it over. Let's move the chairs, boss lady. Let me start it over and I'll move the chairs.
Okay.
Punchline Q. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Punchline Q in the building.
Grab the
My
door.
song Paul Pierce. Come on.
Tuck the double deuce under the bubble goose. Let trouble loose. Unlock the octagon. Birthday rappers out the mom. Pull up on your team like soccer mom. Beating on the nigga like Papa John. Oof. Now Papa's gone. Disappear like a deadbeat daddy. War thumb in the crack of a fatty. Like a pen for the back of a caddy. Call me Jimmy Buckets. I'm in the bottom of the crawfish. I'm nice in the forfeit. I might get nauseous. Turn up the heat when I fight with the bosses. 0 to 60. Incredible Hulk with Bill Bixby. Me and Mommy Chulo. She got the fat culo. Like how that's problem. Hold heat with the oven mitt. Sleep in the cup in it. Eat like a bitch, she loving it. This stripping ain't trickery. Smoke the phone like hickory. Money in the air quickly. She throw it back quickly. Just the life of a hustler. Plus a no duster. Hey, she's a little job. Put her like corn and go for a job. Whoa. It's the nature of humans to always search for the truth. Search for the truth. But to tell the truth, that's another story. Slip cold like a blowfish. Revenge is a cold dish. I never lose focus. Usually when you see me, the lotus disappear like hocus pocus. Right over the fence with notice. Walk with stainless. Leave a nigga brainless, fucking up your anus. Seamless, my food from the seamstress. Mistress in love with the misfit. On the block, I work like a Fitbit. Dipshit, that trope with the twistless. Bachelor, that's not how the cash go. Pesos, this in El Paso. I'm the truth. One on the last though. You still talking like your asshole? Ain't point, I'm full with a paddle. I see they snakes and rattle. You lose, I beat like cattle. To the beat, back to the burger. The boom say let me murder. I got more toast in Texas. In the tongue, I'm living on Lexus. These hoes all claim I'm sexist. I wanna drop a bomb with Lexus. 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 The nature of man is to search for the truth.
MD.
You know what I mean?
My man Corey.
But to tell the truth, That's another story.
Okay, so you were saying how you're not a fan of performing. I think you got your mojo up here. Maybe it's this turn
That
of
was
radio
fire.
stage.
Give him a round of applause.
You know, it's just trying to be better, always learning from your last and being better and constantly growing and understanding that you got to continue to progress. So that's what I'm trying to do. You know what I'm saying?
Progression. So what's next for you, Mr. Punchline? What you doing next?
I got a couple videos that are coming out. I got a movie / video coming out.
Movie slash
video.
Okay,
You saw it, right? You saw it?
Yeah, I saw it.
It's good, right?
Yeah.
The movie / video is produced by my boy Stan. He's the director. Kay, the creator. She's the director of photography. It's called Pay Attention. It's one of my songs that we made in a movie / video. It's crazy. The lyrics are good. They're great. And it's like, we just trying to force everyone to realize, listen, you got to step your game up, man. You can't come in the spot. You got to have your shit right. And we're trying to make people realize that the bar is being raised for independent artists. Like, you can't just come in with some old fucked up pants on. Hey, yo, no. Clean yourself up, straighten your shit out, come with a fresh haircut, look good. You know what I mean? Don't have no crumbs on the side of your mouth. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be a little sexy with it. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can't come looking like a bird, like a scrub. Yes, sir.
I heard a CEO of a company, right, told me the same exact thing one day, right?
Yeah.
Introduce yourself to the people. Man, we live.
What's up,
Yeah,
man?
y'all already know that.
If they don't know who I am, YouTube, I see y'all on
DJ
there.
Cool
But you
Kid.
guys don't know who it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Go ahead, my brother.
If y'all don't know who it is,
Yeah,
you
we
know what I mean?
live.
So listen,
Yeah. Go ahead.
a guy by the name of Keto Massacre, right?
Okay.
I used to go down there and stuff like that. So I go to Keto's office, right? Short little black, you know what I mean? Entertainment lawyer and all that
Right,
stuff.
right,
You know what I mean?
right.
He's the president of Motown, right?
Okay.
So I used to go down there, and he gave me this job, right? My first job ever was to do a mixtape for him, right?
Okay.
And we used to go down there and stuff like that, and I used to sit in the office. So he used to have, people coming to get these jobs and stuff, right?
Right.
So every time he came to his office, he did like this. Short, through a little stress, right? He looked at you, he looked at the shoes. Yo, money, what's going on with your shoes? And you expect, man, you such and such. He said, go fix, I never forget, man. He said, Spayat, man, go fix them shoes, man.
Yeah.
He said the
sir.
presentation, you know what I mean? So it's like, and my grandfather always said that. He's like, yo, when you get up in the morning, you got to dress for success, right?
Yes.
You got to be clean. No one wants somebody with dirty underwear. So you got to be dressed and all that stuff.
Yes.
So goals.
Yeah.
Let me just say,
absolutely,
add to
absolutely.
that. As a female, we were taught. My mother used to say, there are 3 things that we look at when we first see a man. It's his shoes, his hands, and his mouth. Why? Because if a man will walk around with cheap shoes on, then if he can't treat himself right, he damn sure ain't gonna treat you right. First of all, if a man is going to work, I don't care if a man is going to work. His shoes should still be good shoes, even if they dusty.
Right,
even if
right.
you can still say, oh, those are good shoes, but he works. That's fine.
Right.
That's not because if your feet don't work, the Bible says a man who don't work don't eat. He need to be working. Okay, cool. I'm gonna stop. I want you to tell the people where they can find you and where they can find your music and how they find you.
The easiest thing you gotta do is just go to Punchline Q. If you Punchline Q on YouTube or whatever, it'll bring you to everything that you need to see about me. You can find my music all over different platforms. You just gotta remember the name is Punchline Q, and you put the name, that's my rap name, Punchline Q. You put it in the universe, and it will bring you to my shit, and then you can go to whatever. Just remember Punchline Q. Because I'm being honest with you, people be up in here be like, yo, you can see me at www.org, blah, blah, blah. Listen, I'm not a real person that goes on it. I'm not big on social media and stuff like that. But I do it. You got to do it. But if you put in Punchline Q, it'll bring you.
Punchline, you can spell that.
You go to YouTube, Punchline Q. You'll go to. It'll bring you to my YouTube.
Is it Q the letter or QUE?
Q the letter. Punchline Q the letter. Right.
When you're talking to internet people, you gotta be specific with them.
Yeah.
So I want to say thank you so much, Punchline Q, for coming to Turn Up Radio.
Thank you very much for having me.
I want to say you were very entertaining, and I like that. I like that anybody who can speak with intelligence. Y'all know how I feel.
Thank you very much.
So we're gonna rock out with your music for a little while.
All right.
What's lady?
I tuck the double deuce under the bubble goose. Let trouble loose. Unlock the octagon. Birthday rappers, octagon. Pull up in your team like soccer mom. You wanna nigga like Papa John. Now.
I got a bottle of the drink and I got another bottle.
I will be speaking like that.
Nah, we ain't gonna be like that. The other bottle's gonna fit another day. You got the one drink. I got the one drink. Right.
Tuck the double deuce under the bubble goose. Let trouble loose. Unlock the octagon. Birthday rappers, octagon. Pull up in your team like soccer mom. You wanna nigga like Papa John. Now Papa's gone. Disappear with the sexy daddies. What's on in the track of the fatty? Dance in the back of the caddy. Call me Jimmy Buckets. I'm in the tunnel with the crawfish. I'm nice to be forfeit. I might get nauseous. Turn up the heat when I fight with the horses. 0 to 16. Incredible Hulk and Bill Bixby. Sweet and Mommy Chico. She got the fat culo. Like Hannah, that's proper. Whole feet with the oven mitt. Sleep in the cuffing it. Eat it like a bitch, she loving it. This trippin' and trickery. Smoke before